We are live here,
Hopefully.
So,
and if anybody pops in here, hopefully somebody will pop in here because this is a test. This is a test because we had issues.
And now,
previously is the. Let me just make sure this is on. If anybody's here, but hopefully people pop in here because again, this is a test. We're testing equipment. Chat with the people, of course, who come in, but primarily. Apparent because we had some difficulty. We had some technical difficulty when we did our last interview, and we want to make sure that that doesn't happen again. And that's so we figured we'd come on a chat tonight, talk to the people, and see how this looks and sounds right now. You know, I don't know if anybody's there yet. We scheduled it for 9, and I put a short up earlier talking about that because we feel bad about that. Actually, nobody there yet. There's nobody here. I'm talking to myself. That's okay. Kay Munin says the picture looks blurry. Yeah, and that was what was happening because in our studio, in here, it looks crystal clear, and so we're trying to figure out what the problem is because we did the live stream last night. Yeah. Yeah, that's what somebody's saying here, and I don't understand what the problem is. Yeah, the because we had Tony on for the live stream last night, and he looked fine, and we looked a mess, and we don't understand what the problem is, and that's what we're trying to figure out here, trying to repositioning the tower and whatever we can do to try to improve the picture quality. The picture quality and the sound, yeah, and I've got it pulled up on my phone here, and it doesn't.
The sound is good.
Yeah, the sound is good, and like I said, it looks good here. That's what Kim Union is saying. Kim Union has just joined us.
Yeah, I looked at it on the TV.
It looks like it might be. I can't tell. I can't tell because it's on the cell phone. It looks so small.
On the TV, you could tell it's all bubbly.
Yeah.
I don't know because we got everything set up the way that. We always have it set up. How many people we got going? 7
so far.
Hey, K-Muni.
So,
but I don't know.
Don't know what the problem is because we have more. We have more chats scheduled.
Ridley
lighting is
doesn't.
Overexposed.
Oh, is
let
it?
Let me
yeah, turn
see
the
if
light on.
I'll cut one of the light sections, and we'll see if that helps.
How is that? Now I'm all dark.
That might be too dark.
Is that better though? I can go back upstairs and look on the TV, see what it looks like.
And I can.
Hey.
Yeah, that's really dark.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's coming out funny because I've got it open on my phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Turn off the other one. Now that might look better. Hey, Jay McClintock and John McJunkin is here.
Okay.
Hey, Dave, you look okay. Sound
is that better?
Yeah, we readjusted the light. So how does it look now with the light? Oh, very laggy. Jay says very laggy.
Okay.
Okay. So let me move the computer.
I'm pushing it back about as far as it can go here. I think.
I got a little blurrier. Oh, got a little blurry. Now the sound is clear, but the picture is dark. Oh boy.
We're trying to figure it out, guys, because we had Tony on last night, and that we feel bad because he looked all right, but we didn't. We looked all fuzzy during the interview process, and we didn't know because in the studio here it looks perfect. What we're looking at on this screen looks perfect, but we don't know how it translates upstairs, and it still looks like it's being weird. And you get all this equipment, and you get all these services,
and you get all this 5G that they pushed on you for trillions of dollars a month, and
it doesn't
still
work.
don't do
It
right.
works worse now
Yeah.
than it works. The 5G works worse than the old
Hey,
system.
Chris.
As we still try to figure this out, because we have more interviews coming up, and we feel like we kind of did Tony a little bit of a disservice, because I mean, like I said, you could see and hear him clearly, but
yeah, we know that, but
that's because of his green screen.
Yeah, he had a green screen, but it was still clear. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I was about to watch Crouching Tiger for movie night, even made spicy popcorn.
I remember that one.
I never saw that. I wanted to see it because that's when they started doing all of that like bendy stuff, and you know where they bend way back like that in slow motion, and then a lot of people copied that in other movies. You know, that whole, but I never saw the movie, but I enjoy watching karate films. But then modern karate films don't seem as interesting. Yeah, it's not as fun as the older ones from the 70s. Hey, Axel, was that Earl?
Where are you?
I'm right here. It's scratchy with
easy
pop
lemon
noise.
queasy.
Oh, easy. I can't see nothing. It's scratchy with pop noises on it. Now it's pop noises.
Yeah, and we got to get this sorted out because we have
so we
two
thank
more
you for
helping us out here, or trying to here.
Hey, Nostalgia.
Yeah, it says we look low resolution, and I'm like,
we didn't change the resolution on anything. I bet you it's this service wanting us to pay. It's like, look, y'all been getting the free stuff for long enough. You got to pay now.
Because we got to get that sorted out, because we got something scheduled for Saturday and Tuesday.
Tuesday,
yeah. We got something scheduled Saturday and Tuesday. And that stinks.
I know it does. And we might have to test it on the computer upstairs.
Yeah.
And see, because I don't know where else. Adjust the tracking. Yeah.
Because
on VCR tapes, yeah, tracking.
Yeah. Because upstairs, I get the tower upstairs, and it's hardlined.
Yeah.
So you can't make a mistake.
Hey, Moz.
There's Moz. Moz is sad. But yeah, because we're having technical problems, and we're trying to figure it out tonight.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can figure this out, and do a little bit better of a job, because we haven't had this problem.
Yeah, and like we said, we haven't changed anything. We don't have new equipment. We didn't move anything. We didn't change anything around. So it's kind of, it says high definition. Oh no, it says upgrade to get some higher definition.
Yeah, it says you want. I opened up the settings here, and it says want full HD quality. You have to upgrade now, bastards. So is that what it is?
Yeah, you had the free service so long. They say, look, you want better, you gotta pay.
Ma says it's the network.
It might be the network, but like I said, they force you to, not force you, but you get all of that 5G, and they say, oh, you're gonna get better, faster internet, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then they don't do no better than what you had. I feel in love with the Dune, fell in love with the Dune franchise. LJN to us 30 plus on eBay, but surprisingly vehicles are cheap.
They're hard. The LJN ones, the Dune, are hard to find without yellow packaging.
Oh yeah.
The blisters on those all turned. They turned bad. But yeah, I mean, we still have Comic Collector Geek scheduled for Saturday.
Yeah.
And then on Tuesday, we actually have Jason from New Age Revolution is going to be on. And I just want to get this sorted out beforehand, so we don't have another issue like last night. I mean, the interview process went okay, but anybody who was jumping in, if it was all, two people in see a color. That's just unacceptable.
Yeah. So we're going to have to do something else in order to get better quality. So
Yeah.
we probably got to buy the service.
Jesus. And where was that settings? Well, there's a deal.
Yeah, it's a deal now.
No restream watermark. Stream to 5 channels.
Yeah.
Unlock Facebook pages and groups. Record stream up to 6 hours. And team 2 total seats.
So we can get up to 2 people in here at one time. Okay.
Well, I don't know. Hold on. Because then it says...
What? Oh, you don't get full HD until you get tier 2.
Yeah, you have to get tier 2 for $41 a month to get the full HD.
Wow.
Bastards.
Oh, you can just pay for the whole year and just rip it right off.
Well, it says billed as $490 yearly. So do they bill you at once?
Yeah. Right off.
Oh shit.
See?
Oh. That's crazy. Moz says he suggests
StreamYard.
StreamYard.
Yeah, a lot of people use StreamYard. We just found this one because we looked at and compared basically the prices and the services. They all provide the exact same services and the prices were the same.
Pretty comparable,
yeah. So I guess we can try it and see if it's anything different.
Yeah, Ease wants to know if we're fans of the Star Trek. I'm fans of the old Star Trek. I don't know the new stuff. I can't watch it, but the original 60s I like. And the stuff that came out in the late 80s and the 90s. Next Generation actually isn't that good. It doesn't get good until the start of the 3rd season when they introduce the Borg. But I think the other incarnations that they put on afterwards were better because the first half of the whole Next Generation is them rewriting original stories to try to show that they're better somehow. And then they introduce the Borg and everybody said, okay, fine, something original, but it's not. Anyone ever watched Doctor Who? Have you ever heard of the Cybermen? What are the Cybermen? It's the same concept. They just look different. But you know, I thought Deep Space Nine, the whole series is like one story. If you tie it together, they did better with other series. And Enterprise, which I think gets a bad rap because it's actually not a bad show. It tied up a lot of loose ends from stuff that people had questions about from all the way back to the 60s and never got answered. Yeah, Nostalgic doesn't like Star Trek. Well, we're not talking about Star Trek the motion picture, so you should be okay. Moz says that for the first tier he could have nine guests at 1080p.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than what we got going now. And he did suggest that we get StreamYard, and then we just like we said, we compared the two and really didn't see any difference. But yeah, I guess we could switch
as long as we get set up by Saturday, hopefully.
I mean, we got another whole day tomorrow, Friday, and you know them things are instant. You once you give out that money, everything's kind of instant.
Yeah. So I mean, we could look into the StreamYard.
Open my chance at arcade.
Yeah. Well, we got a 4K camera on here, but it's pointless if they're not gonna transmit it properly.
Well, you can't transmit it if you don't have 4K service.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Anybody see the new Ant-Man?
I haven't seen it. I haven't heard very great things about it, but you know that's the direction of Marvel these days. I know the first two kind of fun, but I guess it got they went to the typical formula with the last one. Unfortunately, no, I don't think Disney bought
I heard Picard this last season is pretty good. I heard. I'm not a Star Trek fan. I don't care to ever watch Star Trek.
I didn't want to see it because of the plot that I've heard from it. I'm just like, it doesn't feel right.
Let's talk about 70s and 80s. Nothing worth discussing after that.
Yeah. Well, in part of the earlier 90s, it's As you get closer and closer to the year 2000, it gets worse.
Yeah, it's like you inch further and further,
Yeah.
and then it just gets bad.
Oh, this is the first one.
What?
No, I'm looking at the antenna that you have plugged in there.
Yeah, we had switched out the antennas.
Yeah.
Any interest in that 90s show? No, we never saw that 70s show. So I don't know why.
90s show?
Yeah, they made it that 90s. Why did they skip it? But
they did.
Oh,
It didn't get out of the pilot.
Oh, wow.
They had a couple of pilot episodes and it got tanked.
Hey, nostalgic for the 70s. Do you like Death Watch?
Death Watch.
I never heard of Death Watch, I don't think.
No, I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, you know what I was thinking about? The car race with Sylvester Stallone. Which was the one with the car race? Wasn't that Death something? Death Race?
Oh God, what was that? That's a good question. With David Carradine.
Yeah.
And David Carradine kicked Stallone's ass. What was the name of that?
Anime. Me neither.
Yeah, I like the older anime because I've still got a soft spot for the old Star Blazers and Battle of the Planets.
Death Race.
Death Race.
It is. I knew it was Death something.
Battle of the Planets and Robotech.
Was it Speed Racer?
Yeah, Speed
Racers.
Anime. Speed Racer's like the original anime to be brought over to the United States in like 68, 69, I think. Or was it 67, 68? Something like that. It played for 2 years Saturday morning and then it ran in syndication so something like that. But yeah, it's like one of the first ones to make it over here. And then you got Star Blazers, then you got Battle of the Planets, then Star Blazers, I think, and then Force 5, which was which is a tie-in with the Mattel Shogun Warriors figures, and then Robotech. And Robotech isn't really a show anyways. It's like they took 3 different shows and merged them into like one show with 3 seasons. And they just time lapsed to get to the next show. But, because they figure, it's in Japanese anyway. Well, we can make them say whatever we want. So they rewrote all the scripts so that the 3 different shows could tie together.
That's basically what they did with Power Rangers, right?
Yeah, because all the fighting scenes of the original Power Rangers shows were from the Japanese shows, and then when they weren't in fighting mode, they just reshot all the parts with American teenagers, which is actually pretty damn clever. We already had all the existing material and franchising because the toys had already been remade. They just had to recast the stuff.
The Universal Century. Hey Robert, how are you?
Hey Robert, we're trying here.
Yeah, we're trying to get the video quality right.
Yeah, it's all screwed up. Maz, you still in here? What's the rate on the StreamYard?
Yeah, I think it's about the same.
Is it?
But we'll check on tomorrow.
Because
hey Robert,
because they panned us and it screwed us up last night when we were doing the interview. And like I said, the Tony looked okay.
Yeah, but he probably got a prescription service.
Yeah, and we didn't.
Subscription. I keep on saying prescription like it's a medicine.
Oh, it cost you. But Captain N, Nintendo Saturday morning cartoon. I don't think so. I don't think I did. I don't think I watched that. But
the only 2 Japanese shows
I
ever sit through. All the Pokies and Yogis and other anime shows are just.
Well, that's all 90s stuff, though. That stuff.
Oh, he sent you the StreamYard thing.
Okay. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks. We'll look at it after this, so we can get on.
G-Force, Battle of the Planets, Gachimon. Those are all 3 names for the same thing, and they had to. They edited it quite a bit because that kind of stuff wasn't necessarily for kids back then, but they edited it for television, for American television. But it was a fun show.
out of sight.
And they had the kid who was like, oh, what was his problem? He had like Tourette's or something. The young kid, he used to make weird noises and stuff when he talked.
I watched some anime on TV now. We've watched a few and they were actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the darker, more adult themed kind because I've seen some of the Dragon Ball. I don't like that. It's too kiddish for me. It's too bright and loud and too much movement, too much fast movement. I don't like all that.
Yeah, Keop, thank you. That's who it was. And he would like be in the middle of a sentence and doop beep a doop and just say weird stuff like that. But he did. But what was I saying? What was I saying? Sidetracked me.
Did I?
Yeah.
We were talking about anime and how Dragon Ball Z is stupid.
You gotta watch the original series, the Blue Box.
Oh.
When he was a kid.
Robert, I hope you subscribe to my channel because you watched a lot of videos and commented, but I didn't see no subscribing coming through.
Goku, when Goku was a little kid.
Oh wow! I'm not surprised with that because we saw, and I think David, did you do a short when we saw the dragon?
It looks like crap.
Dungeons and Dragons in Walmart.
In the Walmart, the new packaging. It was originally intended to have a blister on it.
Yeah.
And so, but they changed it, and they basically, it's got glue and tape holding that little box on.
Yeah.
And
it's easy to get into.
Yeah, and then but I've been hearing a lot of problems with wrists breaking off on figures.
We seen some video of this one. I think it's that Geek Dad. He had it, and the wrist was broken on one. Another one didn't have an accessory in it, and he ordered his from online. He didn't buy it out of the store. He ordered it online, and it didn't have the accessories. It had broken parts and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, and you know, we've talked about that before, how the prices keep going up, but the quality keeps going down. And like I said in that unboxing video, I don't reach fatigue now. I don't even care half of the time about these figures anymore because it's all crap.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. Some of it looks good. It always looks good on the computer because they do the professional photos. But when you get it in your hand, you're sitting there like, I don't. Casey Kasem is smart.
Yeah, well, you know, he did tons of cartoon voiceovers.
Yeah,
back
he
in the
did.
Day.
He did Robin on the Super Friends. Because we're watching Super Friends now.
Super Friends is a blast. The first season's the best though with the Legion of Doom. When they brought in Jan and Zana, it got stupid.
Yeah,
it's like
Jan
and Jana's whole function on that show is to screw something up and get kidnapped.
The last episode
they
we
screwed
watched,
up twice.
Yeah. But on one episode they did help out.
Yeah. And that was rare.
Yeah. It's the first time ever.
We appreciate that nostalgic. But
yeah. Okay, Robert, you're forgiven.
Yeah. But and it's gonna get worse. I mean, I got the stuff for the weekly roundup tomorrow. You know, there's more Marvel Legends. Some of them don't even have accessories at all anymore.
Oh,
not even hand change outs. Like the who is it? Manta. Manta comes with nothing.
Oh wow.
Nothing. No hands. No nothing at all.
But Manta's DC, and they took the guns away from them. But Manta wouldn't have a gun. Huh?
No.
Who's Manta?
Or Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy. The girl with the antennas.
Yeah.
But she has nothing except for the Build-A-Figure part of the package. There's nothing. So they're scaling it back even further. And she's not even a big figure.
No, and that's what I'm saying. They scaling it back like to the bare bones, and the quality is just getting worse and worse. But the prices keep going up. And it's like, what are we paying for? And that's what's caused me to not even care anymore. I mean, granted, I didn't buy Marvel Legends anyway.
No, Patrick Pelusi is
hey,
here.
Patrick and Eric Peter Carlson.
Oh, thanks.
What was I saying? Oh yeah.
Yeah, now you did it.
Yeah, but the figures are just garbage, and
Yeah.
that's why I don't even care anymore
Yeah,
about collecting
new stuff
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yeah, no, glue and tape isn't very eco-friendly. They're just doing that so they can pat themselves on the back.
Yeah, they can say that they did something.
Oh, look, we care about the environment. Give us a medal. And they don't, because once again, what are the figures made out of? Are you going to make them out of wood? What are you going to? Are you going to make them out of compressed cardboard? You know?
Oh, wow. He got the third scale jungle. I love
Yeah, I
the
think he
Predator.
mentioned that.
Yeah, I love the Predator action figures and statues. I only have the one, the one hot toy, and then I just got the NECA, which I love. But I don't have any plans on getting statues for a while. I love statues. I wish I could afford more.
Yeah.
But they take up a lot of space, but not just that. It's just I don't everything I've gotten kind of like not I guess kind of turned off with collecting. Not that I'm gonna get rid of anything.
Yeah.
Not doing that. Just gotta step back and take a break because it's like, man, so much things come out. Sometimes nothing will come out in statue that I care for, and then suddenly something will come out, but then it's like 4 or 5 things will come out at once.
Yeah.
But no, I don't have any plans on getting anything this year as far as statue wise.
Yeah, that's for asking anything on pre-order. What comics are you currently reading? She read Man Thing.
Yeah, I'm reading Man Thing. I have the omnibus. So I like reading omnibus, and for a while that's all I collected. Now I do get the single comics. I don't like reading them because you got to, open it up and do all that and switch them out when that book is finished. But when it is finished, I'm going to start on. I have the Shadow, and I have the whole run of that, so I'm going to start that. And I'm going to buy the omnibus from DC, the darkest night and the brightest day. So I want to read those two. And I try to wait until I got a big run of something, so when you read it, you can just keep going. And that's why I like omnibus, because you could just keep reading.
Yeah.
If you get the single book, if you're missing an issue, then it's like, oh, now I gotta stop and wait.
Yeah, Nostalgic saying, because he's the one that got that Dirty Harry from Sideshow, and he said it wasn't good quality, and he ended up returning it.
Oh, wow. For a premium price. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what happens. Some of the figures have accessories, some don't, and Mantis is one of the ones that has nothing.
But she don't really have nothing in the show, right?
They could have given her hands or something.
Yeah.
I mean, just I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, Fabio.
Yeah, Fabio is here. Sorry for the video quality.
Yeah. Is it getting better?
That's what we were.
That's what we
were in here trying to figure out, because we did, again, for those of you who might be just joining us, we did a live interview last night.
Was it last night?
Yeah, it was last night.
Oh yeah.
And then with Tony from EGS
the
Comics,
comic grading company.
Yeah, and he looked fine, and we didn't know there was a problem, because in our studio where we're looking right now, it's like 5K Ultra, like you're in Best Buy or something. But then when we went back and checked it in the morning, it's like, wow, this looks wonky. What happened?
Yeah.
And so we wanted to try to work on the quality, and that's why we're doing a random kind of live tonight to see if we could resolve some of it or figure out what it is. And odds are we're going to end up having to get a different streaming service.
Yeah.
Because we have more interviews lined up.
Yeah, we got quite a few lined up.
Yeah, and the two that are definite so far is Saturday, Comic Collector Geek, and then Tuesday, Jason from New 80s Revolution is going to be live with us, and we want to get it resolved before then. And then I get a couple of other things lined up that I'm just like working out the dates with some other channels and some other people, and we just trying to do the best we can with or for the viewers. You go
Who's
to
Robert talking about the Indian girl? Hold on before you read that. It says, "Did you get the Indian girl?" What are you talking about, Robert?
but yeah, cardboard figures are on the way. Yeah,
That's
and
just
it'll be like
ridiculous.
a sheet, and you gotta like cut it out and fold it. Paper
It's
dolls.
they used to have those on the sheet, and it had the little tabs, and you had to punch it out.
Those things are terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, you take the time to visit with us. We're trying to give you the best quality experience we can. We just feel bad about it, and we're working on correcting it.
Yeah. Will and they did a good job. We saw a review, and the guy pretty much showed the whole show.
Yeah.
On the review we saw. But we're gonna get it and watch the whole thing. I hope they do more like that. And it just shows that if they want to,
they can
make good shows instead of whatever they're doing right now. So
yeah,
I'm glad Hasbro isn't doing a carbon copy release of the 2008
3 3/4 inch.
Yeah.
Oh, but in 6
6-inch
inch form. Yeah.
The Adventure series is gonna have new costumes and characters never made before. Okay. Shaggy was known for his huge app. Oh yeah, because he was saying they wanted to make Shaggy a vegetarian.
Oh God.
Uh-huh.
As we try to catch up here.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, guys, we're just trying to give you the best experience that we can because we appreciate everybody, and we're just trying to
but not unwatchable.
Yeah.
That's good. But we're gonna try and get all of that fixed. So we'll just chat.
Yeah.
And you just have to watch us all bubbly and low resolution while we chat, and then hopefully tomorrow we can get something worked out.
Oh, Nostalgic got that Keaton Batman.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
I just, because I don't really care anymore. I really wanted it, but then when it came out, I was just like,
yeah.
So what, Because it's like no more motivation is there. I don't get excited. I'll see something, I'm like, oh wow, okay. But then the next part of the excitement doesn't push me to make a move.
Yeah.
So then I'm just like,
because it's expensive, and then you're.
But not only that, how many things we've bought, and then it looks great on the computer, like we always say, but then you get it and it looks like garbage. And you're like, why in the heck did I buy this? I want to send it back.
Yeah.
Because the quality goes down, but the prices keep going up. And it's like, if you can't continue to make good quality stuff, people won't mind.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't see no Prey.
Nobody wants to see that. That was another movie that tanked. That skinny girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
And throwing an axe in a tree and pulling it back with a rope. That does not work, right?
No.
That's impossible. just putting it out there.
If you're a strong man, you might can do it.
Yeah. You either break the rope or it'll hit you in the head.
I personally don't mind the blurry picture. The content and community here is great. Well, we thank you, Kate.
We appreciate that. I mean, we try here.
You joke, but I played with Pogs.
Well, the Pogs those are those milk caps. They were popular in the early '90s for a heartbeat there.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for joining us on our test here. You can see that we're kind of fuzzy.
Yeah.
We're trying.
But we're going to talk and chat anyway, and then hopefully we'll get something fixed. So the next time you see us.
You took the time to join us, and we appreciate it.
So we're going to chit-chat.
Oh, it's choppy. And I still got this sitting here.
But we can hear you, so it's good enough for me. Thank you,
Fabio. Make K Munin jealous.
Oh, he was the one last night that said that he loves.
And you can't hardly see it all, probably because it's all fuzzy. That's
the Street Fighter.
That's my Street Fighter number 5. But it's the entire creative team signed it. It's got 6 signatures on it.
That's cool.
Yeah. And there's probably a bunch of different variant covers. I think there are on this. I forget how many, but this one I just happened to get signed. And this the Capcom Image Cover B, signed by Sue Chong, Lee Vo, Tam Ross, Sang Ray, Hu Yudon, and Kim. If you It doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, the Flash is coming out. I saw the trailer for it, and it want to look like Flashpoint, and we had just saw the animated Flashpoint where the
Which
Flash,
wasn't bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was actually pretty good. The animated Flashpoint was pretty good, where the Flash went in the past because he wanted to save his mom, and he went into another dimension where Bruce Wayne died, but Thomas Wayne was still alive, and Martha was the Joker, and all of that. And it was actually pretty good.
And I've seen that plot done before. They did it in the live action show,
Mhm.
and that plot's been covered a couple of times. But yeah, the animated version wasn't bad, and I like Thomas Wayne.
Yeah, and it sound well from what we saw. That's what they're gonna do here, but not Michael Keaton, but yeah, it is Michael Keaton. It's gonna be just Bruce Wayne, so they're not gonna bring Thomas Wayne in there. And then the Superman is gonna be a woman instead of.
They're gonna use Supergirl, or
Supergirl,
whatever.
which I guess that's okay. But in
Yeah.
that one, didn't they have creature? No, they didn't have creature commandos. They had Etrigan and Etrigan and a bunch of others, other people in
characters
there.
you don't normally see.
Because they had not Cyclops. What's his name? The robot guy, black guy with the eyes.
Cyborg.
Cyborg.
Yeah. They use him every once in a while. Yeah, Nostalgic says he'll send it back. I know you will. Eric says, I understand. I go through burnout often as well. I believe it's good to regroup. Yeah, sometimes you get to take a step back and reevaluate.
Yeah.
It's expensive. It really is. It's gotten, and you can pay just as much for a vintage piece. Which is why we did those 3 videos now for 70s, 80s, and 90s action figures that are cheaper than modern figures, even cheaper than their modern counterparts in many examples. They cost less, and it's like, and I understand. I mean, there's certain lines you're going to pay. Yeah, you're going to pay for it. The G.I. Joe TriStar is starting to get up there.
Inhumanoids
are expensive. Brave Star can be really expensive because some of those lines are hard to track down because they were canceled.
Yeah.
And then other lines that were canceled are still cheap, like the Karate Commandos are still relatively reasonable, and so is the Kenner Swamp Thing, because both of those only had 5 episodes. They had a 5-episode test run, which they did with G.I. Joe. That mini movie, the first one, the 5-episode run, they did it twice, I think. Right? Was it 2 times or 3? And that was a test run to see if they could get away with doing a full after-school run. And it worked. People loved it. But the Swamp Thing and the Karate Commandos didn't take off, so they killed it after 5, and they said, shut the toys down.
Oh, yeah.
Basically.
Well, Swamp Thing, they didn't put any planning in the voice acting, in the animation. I was going to respond to Robert.
I'm sorry.
I'm glad you like my comic review. I like doing that. And I was thinking about doing more once I read a full run. And I guess I don't need to do a full run, but like with Ragman, it was only 5. And the story was just so weird. I thought it would be cool to do that. But yeah, I could do more of those. But I think I should do like a full run. Or at least like if they have like one story, like I know in some of like the Swamp Things and Man Thing, one story might cover 3-4 books.
Yeah.
Just do that story. Yeah.
Yeah, and John says you can only do what you can do. Yeah, some things will always be out of control.
Yeah.
We understand.
Yeah.
And again, we just trying to. Ridley says we have to hold still. We're just trying to give the best experience that we can.
Okay.
Okay.
Just have 6 more to go to complete.
That's the way a lot of people have to go, because carded examples have gotten insane in the last few years.
I saw a lot of cool movie previews. Flash looks good. So does
Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3.
Okay.
I hope so, because the first 2 were okay. And there's Art Star Confidential. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Art Star.
Sorry, we're a little fuzzy today.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing with the Flash is everybody is more so excited about seeing Keaton be Batman again.
I think that's why the majority of people are going to go see it, not because they care about the Flash, or even the story, but because they want to see Keaton.
Yeah, and that's the joke now, or that I had said that the other day on one of these things that everybody it did suddenly DC realized that they could have just been doing Keaton Batmans for the last 30 years and not mess everything up like that. Oh yeah, Cocaine Bear. I believe that is based on a true story.
And K Munin say just keep on rubbing it in. He that kind.
Really, that's your favorite? No, she says that that's their favorite character.
I know you rubbing it in by showing him the picture.
I wasn't trying to tease. It's just that when I showed it yesterday, they said something. The Fugitive. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's one of the few times where they made a film of based on the TV show, because Harrison Ford was in the film, and they didn't screw it up. Because the film actually was pretty decent. There's Gilgamesh.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for joining us, Gilgamesh.
Oh yeah, you've been watching Columbo.
Yeah, a lot of guest appearances.
Every episode is a guest appearance.
Yeah, pretty much. You watch the episodes, and you're like, I know who that is.
I got burned out on Columbo. We got up to what, season 9?
I got
tired. I got tired of Columbo, so we put him on pause, and now we're watching Matlock in his place. We're watching Matlock, and I'm sure I'll get tired of Matlock.
The one with Leonard Nimoy is good too.
Yeah, the Leonard Nimoy and the what's the Man in Black? Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash was good.
One of the few examples where he actually, you can tell he likes the person and feels bad about having to run him in.
And Donald Pleasance, he really did like Donald Pleasance and his character. Once you get to that one was a good one.
And some of them he really cuts down. I forget who it was, but the restaurant critic.
Yeah.
And he was like, aside from the cooking, sir, you really have no redeeming qualities. I really do not like you. And it's like, wow, Columbo.
He almost said that to Leonard Nimoy too. He didn't like Leonard Nimoy.
Well, Leonard Nimoy got short with him. He got sick of him quick.
I hope Big Chief Studio Commander Koenig comes out before I retire.
Because they canceled my Fourth Doctor.
Yeah.
And I didn't go and renew it because I was just like, all right, you know what? That's enough. I've had it.
I don't have that many EC
ECs,
comics.
yeah.
I'm thinking about getting the EC Comics reprints because it's affordable.
Unlike
the original. And with that, I wouldn't mind because, I mean, I can't afford no original EC unless I was to find it somewhere.
Yeah.
Or somebody willed it to me.
Well, you see all the time on these YouTube channels. These people go to a yard sale and they buy like 14 long boxes full of like 30s and 40s comics for like $12.88. And they're like, I found this at a yard sale.
I have one EC comic and I bought it as a reprint, that drug issue. That story was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
But it had 3 stories in it.
It's
and
the one
3 of them was crazy.
Famous cover where the guy's on the bed like this and he's pouring with sweat.
And he got the needle
next
to him.
There's a syringe on the table on the nightstand. That story is actually pretty good, but it's nuts.
And then they have another, because it's 3 stories, and one of them, the first story, is one about a reporter about to lose his job, and he falls in love with this woman, and he witnesses a murder and all that. And the other one is about this baby getting kidnapped. They got some crazy stories in there, but they're really good and they're well written.
Oh no, I hope not.
But did you hear what?
That's what happens when Eastman and Layard sell their rights.
That's just like some story. Now I think I did hear that they're gonna boot the movie, but not with female turtles.
I don't know, but I saw what they did to April, and it looks awful.
Ooh, they made her black, and she is big. She's like 500 pounds.
Yeah, but the concept art for the new April is horrible.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Yeah, see the Earthworm Jims, they're inexpensive. I have 2 that LPH gave to me, so it's a start. It's a start because I wanted to get those again. Actually,
I usually start him on. What I do is I try to look with something that he don't have. And to get him started in a line of something that he don't have. Or sometimes we'll watch somebody else's channel and they'll have stuff and I'll listen out for how he responds. Yeah, so those are the two, and these were, I think, under $20.
Yeah, none of them are really expensive.
Yeah, these were
hardly.
under $20.
But
so
like I used to play this on Sega Genesis, and that was a tough game.
oh, that was a video game?
Yeah, it was based on a video game. It was a cartoon based on the game, and Playmates made the figures.
Karate Commandos was great, but wasn't given a better chance, like Rambo Force of Freedom was. Love both, by the way.
You know, the fun part about Rambo Force of Freedom is, first of all, it's not even Stallone's voice, but second, he never shuts up. And Rambo in the movie, he barely talks, but then on the show, he's going a mile a minute. However, on Karate Commandos, that is Chuck Norris's voice. Chuck Norris did his own voice work on that show, which was cool. Oh, that's the last Ronin, correct? Is that the last Ronin? But I know that Eastman and Layard sold their rights, and now they can do whatever the hell they want, and that's the problem. Sorry, Ridley.
Hey,
we're trying here. I'm
a Matlock fan. Okay.
Yeah, nothing wrong with Matlock.
Yeah,
Matlock's kind of fun. You know who else likes Matlock? Homer Simpson's father.
Did he?
He was always screaming about Matlock.
Oh.
Like Matlock. There was a vote. It might have been the monorail. Was it the monorail or the something that they were doing? And they needed the vote. And it was like, what is it you people want? And he says, more Matlock.
Too bad Keaton's too bad for Batman now.
That's why he has stunt doubles.
Bottle of Geritol instead of a boomerang. So sad.
Yeah, Robert likes our golden Silver Age picks, or Silver Age comic picks.
Oh yeah. Why did they cancel David? Because it was
on pre-order for more than 3 years. Yeah, I explained it in another live stream. Actually, I don't know if you were on that night, but the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, has a law that if you have something on a wait list that times out, then they have to refund it to you. And so, yeah, it was approaching the 3-year mark, and so Sideshow was forced to refund my money, or refund my down payment, and cancel my order, and I would have to reorder it to get it back on pre-order. And I was just like, you know what, I don't even care anymore, you know. So, but yeah, that's an FTC law. I don't know how it works in Canada, but here they'll shut you down after a while if you haven't gotten your pre-order.
Yeah, K Munis says no way. I could ever be that lucky enough to find boxes.
I think those guys either rip off old ladies or they're lying. They're just flat out lying. They went and paid 50 cents on the dollar from some collector, and they come in, I found these, I paid a dime a piece, you know, or some kind of BS like that.
I don't know. I mean,
some of those shows where the yard sales and flea market finds and stuff, you ain't getting nothing cheap at a flea market. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, once, maybe twice in your lifetime. But if your whole YouTube channel is every time you go to a storage locker,
4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah, you go to a storage locker, a estate sale, a yard sale, a flea market, a thrift store, and every time you walk through the door, no, because I mean, I've been to a lot of thrift stores.
It used to be that way. Now, when I was doing that, that stuff in the 90s, I could go to the thrift stores every day, and I would come home with stuff. Literally every day, I go to yard sales and find tons of GI Joe, tons of Transformers, and all that. But nowadays, I can't find anything. We go to yard sales, there's nothing.
No, it's always clothes and baby supplies.
Yeah, we go to flea markets, there's nothing. No. You know, thrift stores, rarely on occasion, you might find a piece.
We find records.
Yeah, or sometimes. Although we did have that luck with that GI Joe box.
We did.
And I put a video up on that.
Yeah,
some time ago. Did. It was a tote, and they priced the tote, and it was full of vintage GI Joe vehicle and accessory parts. Nothing really complete, and some of the stuff was broken, but it was like, I ended up paying $5 for a whole tote full of GI Joe odds and ends
Yeah.
from the '90s. I mean, from the '80s,
Mhm.
and it's like, okay, hey, it's been like forever and a day since I had that kind of luck. So
Yeah, I mean, we got lucky at Goodwill once. That was one time, and then
Yeah.
another time we found like a ton of records. What, we got like 20, 30 records. And
Yeah.
they were almost half price, and they were all good records. That's the kind of luck we had. Now, there's some people out there that luck just strikes them.
Or
but
they're
it ain't
lying.
us.
I think they're making it up.
Really recently bought season 2 and 3
Uh-huh.
of the Twilight Zone and got season 4 for free because of a shipping error. We are currently watching the 2000 Twilight Zone on Tubi with Forrest Whitaker
Yeah.
as the host. And it is not Twilight Zone.
No, it doesn't
style.
feel like the Twilight Zone at all.
No, because they're all new shows. They're not like retellings. Like the Twilight movie that came out in the 80s was a retelling of the original TV show. These are brand new, made up shows, but they're not even in the same vein as Twilight Zone. The show isn't bad, but they're not Twilight Zone. If they could call it something else, I think it would have been accepted better.
Yeah.
But because you call it Twilight Zone, but no show we've watched except for one of them, I think
Had a felt like it. Yeah.
It felt like you were watching the Twilight Zone. The others,
yeah,
but they're not bad. The shows aren't bad, and they're like actors, just like in the Twilight Zone, that start now and you recognize them. Going back now, you oh, I know who that is. I know who that is. The Last Ronin sequel coming out. All the original turtles are dead. There are 4 new turtles, 2 males, 2 female. April is old, and only original character left.
Huh.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, Munin. I don't. Are you talking about the ones that we showed?
Yeah, that can be bought for cheap. Surprised it didn't do that with Hot Toys Hulkbuster. It took 5 years.
It could have been because it's international too, because Big Chief is in the UK.
Oh, they didn't do that with Super 7 and that Snake Mountain.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, they want me to order it again. Yeah, but that frustrated me. But I was just like, you put that on there twice? Yeah, it's on there twice.
Okay.
But yeah, that was just really, really frustrating for me. And I was just like, you know what? As much as I like Tom Baker, I'm just going to let it go. Doctor Strange and Catwoman, huh? She don't like Catwoman.
No, I don't like Catwoman. I thought one time we should go as Michonne and Rick. I thought that maybe Michonne and Rick. And then I like the couple from Saga.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I thought we should dress up and do that. So those two I think would be. See, Facebook is working.
You're on Facebook? Okay.
How does it look?
How does it look on Facebook? Because we're having a lot of like connectivity issues.
Does it look good on Facebook, or is it just
talking to Sandra there?
We're talking, yeah, Sandra G. Price.
Yes. Because we're trying to get it sorted out.
Went to a cardiologist recently, got some scans done, convinced it's only high blood pressure. Oh yeah, how's your back? If it's not one thing, it's another.
Oh, I know what you mean.
They're gonna always find something going on with you.
Oh yeah, they'll invent problems.
Mm-hmm.
I think they
just to keep you in there.
I think they invent problems.
Yeah.
They'll find a reason to keep the hooks into you. Give some medication with a million side effects so they can treat you for that too. And then it's half of it doesn't make any sense. I forget the name of it, but that one medication, and it's supposed to help with injuries to the stomach lining, right? But
Mhm.
one of the side effects is tears in the stomach lining. Wait a minute. You're supposed to fix the tears in the stomach lining, but this could cause tears in the stomach lining? Oh no.
Bouquet.
It's
It's
Mrs. Bouquet.
bouquet.
It's Mrs. Bouquet.
We're about to well, we have that in our lineup of shows to watch.
Yeah.
We recently saw Are You Being Served movie.
That's
It's on
right.
YouTube. Is awful. It's very it's pretty bad.
Low production.
Yeah, it's low production. The whole show
Well,
is pretty low production, but it's very what you call it? You know what's coming. Predictable.
Yeah, because a lot of it basically they just strung together a bunch of the gags
Yeah.
that they did from the show. They took like 5 plots from the show.
Mm-hmm.
Only it's in Spain.
Yeah, because they went on vacation.
Yeah, they went on vacation together. They all did.
I don't understand.
Company vacation. And so, but when they start talking, you're like, hey, wait a minute, we saw this episode. Because they just rewrote some plots from the show to get a film out, basically.
Yeah.
Eartha Kitt Catwoman version, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I could see that.
And you'd be what, Batman?
Oh, you want me to be Robin?
No,
I don't think I could find underwear that short. Robin was all up in his business. You could count the rings and see how old he was.
What is wrong with you? Oh my God. Are You Being Served was great, but none of the sequel, anything was able to capture it. Yeah, because we saw Are You Being Served 2, where they had the hotel.
Are You Being Served again?
Oh yeah, again.
Where the hotel didn't feel right. And then, of course, there's the Australian Are You Being Served? That's Mark Franco she's waving at. Thanks for joining us.
From Cape Cod in Maine.
And again, of course, for those of you who are joining us late here, this is a test because we're trying to resolve the visual issues because we know we're coming off fuzzy and we wanted to fix it and find out what the hell was going wrong. But yeah, there's an Australian version where it's the exact same stories with an entirely different cast except for Mr. Humphries. He's there. Mm-hmm. Playing his part, but everybody else is completely different. But it's in Australia, and so they have more whiny accents. And oh, we're from Australia. Hello, Mr. Peacock. It's Captain Peacock. But and of course, you know, both the Are You Being Served and the Australian version were both live productions. And what makes it extra weird is they add lyrics to the theme song. Well, I mean, there is lyrics to the theme song, but now instead of it being played over, Mr. Humphries sings it, and then the show starts, and you can see him singing. It was weird, and it didn't feel right because we're like, we've seen this. Yeah. Yeah.
Ridley's hopped up on meds, trying to diet, and he uses his foot pedal while he watches Star Trek:
The Next Generation. Mm-hmm. Which didn't get good until season 3.
Yeah, Tubi does have some good stuff. Yeah. And we watch a lot of movies and TV shows and cartoons on Tubi because it's free. And we got a bunch of those little apps like that on the TV to watch stuff. So you can usually find stuff, and that's how we get introduced to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you can keep those. Hey, there's some money there if they're still sealed.
Back into Star Trek, and I like The Next Generation so far. The Art Asylum figures are. Cheap. Yeah. Oh, okay. So they have figures for that one?
Yeah.
Oh, did I get to finish my custom Barnabas figure? Everything is finished. Well, okay. I got the body, I bought the clothing, and of course I got the head. I just need some accessories now. And I kind of got discouraged because I had talked to a guy who does 3D printing. Mm-hmm. And actually, his wife and his friend was trying to convince him to make the stuff for me. And I'm like, hey, I'll pay you. I just need these 2 pieces, and he did not want to do it. He told me to go on eBay, go someplace else.
Yeah.
And his wife is like, hey, why not? You can get some stuff done, blah blah blah. And I told him, I was like, I just want to, show you what I need. Nope.
And we ran into that issue a lot, even with people online,
Yeah,
customizers and stuff like that. And you reach out to them and they blow you off.
Yeah, I contacted some people through Facebook and through Instagram because they say they do 3D printing, they customize stuff. And hey, I got something. Can you help me? No, I don't have that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whatever.
I don't want to do that. I don't have time.
Yeah.
It was all kinds of excuses. Oh, Gary, you got to get Gary Busey to say lions and tigers and bears.
Why?
Well, that's his line from Predator 2.
Oh, okay. I think I did see Predator 2. I know I saw the first one.
Yeah,
I'm sure I saw the second.
Danny Glover.
Yeah, Danny Glover.
As the detective.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't
they were
bad.
in the city. They weren't in the jungle.
But
they were in the city.
It had the same kind of eerie feel to it.
Yeah, it did. It was good.
They did it, but then when they try to bring it back later, they just keep getting weirder and weirder with it. And it's like, they need to go back and watch the original film and recapture what it was about that made the movie so appealing in the first place, instead of trying to improve it.
And I've said this before, I really think they could have did something with Aliens versus Predator if they had took the humans out and just showed, because I've seen movies and they can do it. They can have a movie with very minimal talking.
Yeah.
And if it is talking, they can put the words at the bottom. They did it on The Passion of the Christ and people had to read it. But they can do with the right type of action and the cinematography and the movement, they can tell that story where the aliens and the predators come to this one planet and do a battle. And I think that would have really been cool. I think it would have drawn people in, but
yeah,
what they had was okay, but it was kind of lame because all of those people.
It's been done, and a good example is Clan of the Cave Bear.
I don't know what it means.
It was a popular film at the time. It was a movie in the 80s, Clan of the Cave Bear. They were cave people, and there was very little speech, but it wasn't a language you could understand when they did talk, and they would just subtitle it.
Yeah,
on the bottom, so you could understand what they were relating to. And then there was that other caveman movie with Ringo Starr, but that was a comedy. That was a comedy, and it was one person in it that spoke English, and everybody else just made noises.
Really treated itself to the art asylum figures of Riker. He deserved it after all he'd been through. And John McJunkin said you don't need to buy used underoos.
No, it depends on whose they are.
Nuh-uh, that's nasty.
If they were from Elvis, they would be a
but you can't wear them.
Oh yeah. No, you put them in a frame.
You know what happened? I'm gonna tell y'all this story.
Okay.
Because I used to be on the homeless ministry, the evangelism ministry at church. And we used to go out on the weekends and give out food and clothing. So, they went in front of the church. Hey, if you want to donate clothes to give to the homeless, bring it in. So, people brought in this stuff and we're in there and we're separating. And here we go with a bag full of underwear. And then the one guy is holding them up. He's like, this is underwear. I was like, we ain't giving out that underwear. That underwear used. It wasn't brand new in the package.
Yeah.
That things was, who gonna give somebody some used drawers?
I don't know. But
that's crazy.
Did you read this one?
No. What?
They said they were at a friend's house and everybody there was watching TikTok on TV. I don't get it either. That's a lack of attention span. We don't have TikTok.
I know. I'm just
But
saying. I've seen some videos,
yeah,
and then a lot of commercial have TikTok videos, but I don't.
yeah. But it's like it's a lack of attention span with the
Oh, the
modern
fireman toy.
audience.
Yeah, that's that Durham.
Oh, the Durham figures. Yeah, the cheapest figures in the world because it's like they've got great. The card art is amazing, but then the figures themselves are garbage.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the if I guess with the amount of work that the people put in, um, the price, is all right, but you're getting a lot
Yeah,
because it was a couple of figures that I wanted done, but whoa, that price. But I like the figure that I have. Well, I like the head sculpt that I have. I'm just having the hardest time trying to get the accessories done.
yeah.
So, and I honestly kind of forgot about it until you said something because I put it together and I have it to the side because I don't have a place to display it right now. So, what are you doing, Dave? I think everybody sees
Yeah,
that.
because to see how good the card art is, but then if you notice, they didn't bother to finish painting the figure.
You love showing that.
So he basically is wearing assless chaps here. I don't know how well that can be seen.
Everybody on Earth sees that.
Do they? And then he has an axe. So he's like running around half naked swinging an axe.
Yeah, see, Gilgamesh, I love a movie that was nothing but aliens and predators. I think they could pull it off with a director like Steven Spielberg or something. And you don't even need, well, everything, of course, now they would do CGI, but you can find actors because it was an actor in that predator suit and in that alien suit.
Yeah.
They can have actors to act those parts out and take their kids to a planet and do the battle and set up and all of that. I think they can really make that intense. Just a looking and a searching or something like that, or thinking that, or one of the aliens kidnap a predator child or a predator kidnap an alien child and then they go and find them in battle or get the kid back. Something like that. They could do some stuff.
They pick it up from the end of AVP. Remember when they brought the body back up at the end of Aliens versus Predator, and then the chest burst, and it was it was like an alien, but it had the Predator like outline because it copies from whatever body it grows in, and they could have them on the ship trying to hunt the thing down while it's creeping around in there, kind of like in the original Alien film.
Yeah, they could, and I think that'd be better than all of that mess like that Prey and all of that. Somehow that doesn't make it any better. Aliens vs. Predator should have followed the Dark Horse comics, or at least add more crossover movies. Batman and Predator, Tarzan, Dread. I don't know how. Well, I can't say that because I've never read one of those crossovers. So I was going to say, I don't know how I feel about that, but then I've never read one, so I can't say that it would be good or bad.
Yeah.
Let's see. I wish we could get a good Predator movie. Get killed off by a little. Yeah.
Not anymore. You can't.
No, they're gonna run this woman agenda for probably another year. But then you also got to think about it. Even when they stop it, those movies are already been made.
Yeah.
So they're gonna put those movies out because it's been made already. Those movies, those TV shows, they're gonna put them out because it's been made until they wear that out, and then they can start over again. But yeah, it's kind of wearing thin.
Yeah.
Brain is still in good shape. Well, that's good. I'm fine with that. Let's see, where are we? When will humans have the same attention span as gnats?
They already do. That's the whole problem.
I've never been on TikTok either.
Yeah,
I've seen the videos on YouTube.
It looks pointless. I mean, a bunch of girls doing this and stuff, and it's like, why would I want to watch that all day and watch like 30-second clips of girls trying to look cute?
And
I
dancing
don't.
around.
Why would I care about that? I don't get the appeal.
Well, they do more than that because I see some clips of other things happening, but still, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. Huh?
You're showing
What I'm showing?
things of people, side conversations.
Oh, yeah. I know. I don't think the fire chief appreciate his work that's going
Well,
to
he
bed.
got dressed as fast as he could.
Yeah. It's better just looking for stuff already done or 3D. Yeah, but the stuff that I need is not already done. Because, like the Barnabas Collins, I need the cane and I need the ring, and that stuff is not done already. So I would have to get it made from scratch.
Yeah.
So, and I have looked. I was like, well, maybe I could find a cane of something else kind of close. But his cane was so distinctive, you can't really find something kind of close. And then I even looked for a coffin. I couldn't even find a 6-scale coffin. So.
Uh-oh.
But.
Shannon McDonald.
Hey, Shannon. Are you attending
Atlantic Comic Con this weekend? No.
Not that one. That's too much.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. You ever read the Dark Horse and there?
Yeah, I read them when they originally came out.
Oh yeah,
back in the day. Yeah, they weren't bad.
Are they still making them?
I don't know because I haven't looked at any. I hardly look at any of the modern stuff.
Oh.
Because a lot of the modern writing just isn't very good. I got away from it. I was just listening to the pitter patter because I can hear the cats racing around. They must be chasing each other.
You said the retro. You showed that on the weekly roundup, didn't you?
Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the retro ones on the old style card.
Mm-hmm. He said it looks pretty good.
Yeah, some people like those. They don't like the Legends scale ones.
Oh, okay.
So far,
there was an Aliens 2, Aliens Predators 2. The first 5 minutes was the alien predator killing the predators on the ship. Then they crash land in a mountain town, and it turned into an alien slasher movie. Oh, well, ain't cool. I had a story where Predator was in prison with prisoners. At this point, can't kill Predator.
Nick Jr.
I guess. What's next in the Fantastic Four movie with the Invisible Guy and an all-female cast with?
There was a female thing temporarily.
Oh, was it
in the 80s? I think in the comics, 80s or early 90s. I forget. Oh, Eric is there.
Hey, Eric.
All right, so far. Again, we're doing a test tonight because we're having trouble. We've been having trouble with the live stream, and it's still fuzzy. And we're just trying to figure out what the problems were so that we can correct it for the future because we have more interviews coming up.
Yeah, we got one coming up Saturday and Tuesday. But that new Indiana Jones movie is out already, right?
No, it's not out yet.
Oh, well,
it's just that the script has been leaked, which is why everybody's screaming about it.
But didn't we see parts of it?
No.
Oh. I mean, because we watch so much. Those channels where they show and talk about movies and TV shows coming up. And
they might have a couple of preview bits from like the upcoming trailers, but no.
Yeah, but the way those shows talk about it, and they always showing clips, I always think is already out because I thought the Ant-Man movie was out for a while.
Yeah. Because
they show it, the way they show it, it looks like.
Yeah, that's just people working off of the trailers.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not an Indiana Jones fan. I've seen, 2, 3 of them. I ain't care for them. I mean, it was all right, but I don't like that kind of movie, that kind of show. And now they're going to replace Indiana Jones with a woman anyway.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. And so, yeah, just kill another franchise, just bury it. It's like death going door to door. Knock, knock, Lord of the Rings. Knock, knock, Harry Potter. Whatever they can line up and destroy. It's just...
Wow. Marvel has a license for Aliens and Predators. They have ongoing series for each, but I haven't bothered to either. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that.
See, parts of it is called Taylor.
Yeah, we didn't see. Yeah, that's what they're working off of.
Oh, I thought the way they talked, it was already out because they said what was going to happen and all of that. I don't know. If Marvel now has Alien and Predator, that means Disney now has it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Because they're merged.
How they going to wake that up?
They already have. You saw the last Predator film.
Prey.
Yeah. Pray that it gets better.
And so now they got to do something where they'll have another little girl meeting with the alien.
You know what they could do?
What?
They could get the rights to Home Alone,
and
then they could have little kid beat Predator. You know, set booby traps all through his house like Kevin McAllister, and like a Predator is like slipping on banana peels and having irons fall on his head and stuff in the basement. Stepping barefoot on broken Christmas ornaments, trying to break in the window.
I don't know. And now they're talking about the Aquaman movie coming out.
Because they've already cut to pieces trying to remove as much of that woman as they can.
Amber Heard.
Yeah, after she got in trouble or got embarrassed in court, they tried to remove as much of it as they could. And then, but, you know, they were already working with a weak plot, as I understand it. And now they've got to chop it up even further. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. So it sounds like it's going to be another dog. But, you know, they put out so many bad films now that a mediocre film comes along and people think it's good because they don't know any better. It's the truth, unfortunately.
I guess we'll see. I don't know. But I'm kind of worn out with all of them superhero movies anyway. The best thing about all the new woke shows and movies is that there's nearly a century of filmmaking to be enjoyed. You won't have time to see anything new. Yeah, that's true. Just go back and watch all of the old stuff.
Films.
And that's what we do. Every now and then we might watch something new. Like right now we're watching this show on Amazon called The Rig. And that's a new show. And that's pretty good. Sometimes Amazon comes up with some good stuff. It's a TV show called The Rig, and it's about these people on this oil rig.
Oh, yeah. So the British show, yeah.
Yeah. They're on an oil rig and something weird, not fog, but it's ash comes out of nowhere. And then some weird stuff starts happening. So that's good. And so far, it's not woke.
Yeah.
So far. So hopefully it doesn't get woke. And then we saw some information that they're working on a new season 2 of Reacher. You remember we saw the guy, he said he's getting ready.
Reacher wasn't bad.
Yeah, Reacher was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to do a season 2 of The Terminal List. I hope so. Remember the one with Chris Pratt and he had that tumor in his head?
Yeah, but they can't, I don't think they can do a part 2 unless he gets his surgery.
Yeah, because he still got more people to go after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I see what Robert's saying there. Because that's true. There's a lot of channels.
Yeah, they do.
And they are high-profile channels.
Yeah.
And they get a lot of views, and they just grind up everything.
Yeah, that is
but
true.
That's easy. That's easy to, because a lot of the shows, the new shows and the new films, a lot of them, they're not very good. So it's easy to sit there and pick on it when it sucks.
Mm-hmm. But one thing I noticed, they never talked about Werewolf by Night. None of those channels.
Talk about when one of them is good, why don't you?
Yeah. Nobody talked about Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
Nobody talked about Terminal List. Nobody talked about Reacher.
That's true.
You know, those type shows, never made it. None of those channels, and I watch it because some of them are actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
To see what they're saying, but they don't talk about any show that's good. And I remember when Werewolf by Night came out
with their fake outrage, like you're watching CNN. You know, I just can't believe that the Republicans are doing this and that. Oh my goodness, looking like a tear's about to come out of their eye, and you know that they're full of crap. It takes some acting lessons, for God's sake. But,
but I mean, you know, and I remember when Werewolf by Night came out, because like I saw,
because there was buzz
I said,
on it when we went to the show. Everybody was buzzing about it,
talking about
because
how
like, hey,
good it
they
was.
did a great job on that one. Why can't Marvel do that with the rest of these shows?
And I remember coming home and
I
looked it up to see if the regular shows that we watched was talking about it. Nothing. To this day, nobody's talked about it. We saw the one review from this guy
because he was all excited.
He was really excited about it. And like I said, he showed nearly the whole show in the review. He showed it all.
Yeah.
And because he said it's called spoiler reviews or something. And he showed you the whole thing, tell you everything. And I was like, wow, that is good. And even the way it looked in black and white, it looked really good.
Yeah.
So hopefully they do more like that. Hold up now. Let's bash Harry Potter.
Yeah, she liked Harry Potter. That's fine.
Yeah.
Some people like it, some people don't.
I never seen Harry Potter. I don't like that kind of
it's
show.
All right, but I the one thing I do like about it is that they roll the whole cast. So it's 8 films. And it's except for one change out, which I think was Dumbledore. They had to change him because he was really old. But everybody else, you know, you watch them grow into the parts. So I like that concept.
I agree with you. Yeah, I even like watching Seagal, because sometimes, you know, if I can't find nothing else, I watch a Steven Seagal movie. You know, his
80s stuff, not the new
funny.
stuff. The new stuff is like, you know, and he's got like a 300-pound beer belly that he's trying to hide under the 45 muumuus that he's got on, and all of the beaded necklaces and head wraps and stuff, and his Dracula haircut.
Yeah,
but it's like he got weird. He got really weird. But the 80s and 90s stuff is classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we look at just a lot of the older movies. Really, nothing modern, nothing hardly from the 2000s, unless it's now. I like cheesy disaster films. I love a good cheesy disaster film from the mid 2000s.
Yeah,
I watch that all the time. About the world about to come to an end, and in the last 2 seconons they say
really bad CGI.
Yeah, real bad CGI.
Really stale acting.
The worst acting you can find. Those movies are fun to watch because you can sit there and just like, what are they thinking? You can't do that. That can't happen.
Yeah, the stuff that belongs on riff tracks.
Robert likes The Boys. I hated The Boys.
Well,
I couldn't watch it. I couldn't stomach it.
I like the concept, but it's too vulgar. You know.
Oh. Video game movies.
On
Tubi they had a lot of the Street Fighter. Wasn't it? It was Street Fighter, the animated Street Fighter movies. You remember because it was 2 parts.
Yeah.
Those were pretty good. Okay, he's talking to Robert. Critical Drinker will talk about good shows and movies from time to time. Yeah, from time to time, but most of the time is the bad ones. But I like watching him when he does the movie and TV show reviews. I like hearing the way he does it. I think it's fun. Let's see who else. You're talking to a guy who sat through TV specials such as The Legends of Superheroes from '79 and lived to tell about it. Solomon Grundy.
Solomon Grundy's a decent villain if he's done right.
We saw one of the Batman movies, you know, the animated movies, where they brought all of those the Legion of Doom back, and Solomon Grundy was in it.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't remember which
It was
one
like
it was.
it was like a modernized version of the Super Friends.
Mm-hmm.
But
It
I
was
don't know.
actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was all right. It was too fast. The pace was way too fast.
Yeah, I like watching the DC animated movies though.
Yeah.
We watch that once a week, and those are some of them are really good. Some of them you're just like, oh, okay, they could have kept that. You should give Bullet Train, Nobody, or Everything Everywhere all at once a watch. I think I've seen Bullet Train. I'm almost that sounds familiar. I think I've watched it. Nobody, Everything All at Once, and all of that. I think that's on a paid service that we don't have, so we won't watch it. But I heard that show is good. But I think it's on like Netflix or something or Paramount Plus, something you gotta pay for that we don't have, so we ain't gonna watch it.
Okay.
If you want a good live action Street Fighter, try watching Assassin's Fish. It covers the story of Ryu.
Right.
Ryu, very well done, actually.
Okay. I don't know if I've heard of that one.
Yellowstone. I watched the first episode of that on Peacock. I think it's on Peacock.
Oh yeah.
I saw the first episode. I really couldn't get into it. I mean, I probably should have gave it more of a chance, but I did watch the first episode, and it was like, I probably needed to give it more time to settle in. Batman was really past his prime, so was Robin. Batman even spotted a Weight Watchers. Yeah, kind of loud.
For emergencies.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case he has to help somebody. You might need insulin.
Sure he does. Batman.
You get your bat pouch like on the Super Friends,
Mm-hmm.
and he has like the pouch for everything. He had a mouse pouch, remember?
Mm-hmm.
For when Zaina turned into a mouse and you put her in the mouse pocket. You say my mouse pocket on the bat utility belt.
And I'm like, where the heck did that come from?
He had a mouse pocket. Well, when you're working with Zan and Jaina, that was one of the few times they did anything right. Was when she turned into a mouse.
Okay.
And I still don't understand how she ran from Las Vegas all the way to Super Friends headquarters in like Washington D.C.
No, we did not see Bullet Train. Okay.
Okay.
I think another.
No, we didn't see that.
Yeah, I think it probably was Meat Train. But yeah, okay, no, we didn't see that because
you're thinking of Snowpiercer.
I know Snowpiercer. That's a TV show now, and they switched out Captain America for a black guy.
Captain America wasn't in Snowpiercer.
Yes, he was. He was the main guy.
You mean
the guy
actor,
that plays
the
Captain
actor,
America,
not the character?
Right.
Okay.
The guy.
Don't confuse me.
He was in Snowpiercer, but now it's a weekly TV show, and they switched him out.
Can they pull that off as a weekly TV show? They're on a train.
I know.
I mean, and they wrecked the train. He basically got everybody killed.
Yeah, but I mean, I understood from the train perspective. Look, we got a set amount of people that paid to get on this train. Y'all are stowaways.
Yes.
How are you going to make demands?
There's two really solid angles on that. It's like, yeah, were they being treated fairly? Not necessarily. However, you were all stowaways. You fought. There was riots. There was a mess. They came up with a solution. You didn't like it, or they could have killed everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple of different ways to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't really feel bad for them because, like I said, they were stowaways, and they were mad with the people in the front of the car, but they paid to be there.
Yeah, that was their project.
Yeah, they paid to be there. You jumped on. It's like another show we watched where they were making a spaceship to go out of space because the world was about to end, and all of these people got on at the last minute. They had a bunch of stories on that. It was in China, I think, somewhere up there in China. Remember. Oh yeah, Netflix is cracking down on that password sharing.
Yeah,
they're doing another round of crackdowns on that. You got to be careful. I don't know what they could do. I guess just shut your account off.
Planet of the Apes without Roddy McDowell, I don't know if it can be done.
But it done the movie a million times.
Yeah, they brought it back twice.
I seen
But,
the one from the 2000s.
Yeah, that wasn't very good.
It was all right.
And Zero looked like Michael Jackson. But or Janet. Take your pick. But yeah, Roddy played either Caesar.
Oh no.
Either played Caesar or I can't remember the other character name in every incarnation. The every film, the live action show, the animated series, he always did the voice of his character. He was very dedicated to it, and they did a good job. Even when you see them on the show, like eating and drinking with those prosthetics on,
yeah,
it was interesting.
The show was actually surprisingly good. I did not think I was gonna like it.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was gonna turn out to be like
Logan's Run.
Logan's Run. Oh,
Logan's Run.
Wore me out.
They didn't know what they wanted to do with it.
I think we had to end up stop watching it.
Because Logan's Run started off all right, and then turned into Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
But
well, it was the girl, and then the boy figured it out, but he just kept going along just to kind of please her.
Dumb behind.
And she was stupid.
Still looking for sanctuary, while him and the android were constantly telling her there is no sanctuary. Honey.
Yeah,
there's no actual.
Well, eventually, because the android Ben figured it out.
Yeah,
but eventually he just
Logan
said it.
Figures it out.
Yeah, Logan figures it out later, but they never tell her until like way later, and it's like it's a concept, and they could have stopped running years ago.
Yeah.
And it's like
they had plenty of places they could have stopped.
Yeah, that they could have stopped and stayed and found their sanctuary, but no, they want to look for more runners. Hey, is this sanctuary? Like, gosh, she just wore me out. I don't think we finished watching that show. I think
it went off.
Oh, did
it went off. There's only like 15 episodes.
Yeah, I don't even remember how it ends. I know they went back to Dome City.
The Planet of the Apes show. It started off. The vibe is kind of there, but the two astronauts, they quickly figure out we ain't getting back.
Yeah, so they don't even try. They're just trying to find a place to settle down away from apes.
Yeah,
and that made sense.
And got dragged back in a couple of times because of circumstances, but they at least they came to grips with it. But yeah, that's a better show than you would expect. We got to watch the Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh god,
the show's actually pretty good. The cartoon shows was pretty good.
No, John. Nobody thinks that there should be a Defenders of the Earth movie.
Well, they'll try. I mean, they attempted to bring some of that stuff back in the 90s.
Did they?
When they did the Phantom movie and they did the Shadow movie and stuff. Every once in a while, somebody tries to light a fire back under those franchises. Dick Tracy, which Warren Beatty still owns the rights to. And he won't let anybody use it.
Good.
But
he'll die soon and his kids will sell it.
Yeah, probably. But a lot of that stuff, except for a handful of action figure incarnations like Mezco or something to appease basically people our age, those franchises are dead. I don't know if they can really truly bring them back and maintain a connection with the audience. Lone Ranger, stuff like that is a fading franchise, fading into memory, unfortunately. And there's a lot of good story there. There's decades worth of stories that people could work with.
Judge Dredd TV series was announced a couple of years ago.
If it's like the movie, because the movie's pretty close. Well, no, actually, the original one with Stallone is pretty close to the original Australian incarnation because the original comic was a little goofy. But if you want the hard ass like Frank Castle style Judge Dredd, the remake film is fairly close to that concept.
The one from the 90s?
2000s. Oh, the one from the 90s is almost Stallone.
Okay, I think that's the one I seen.
No, you saw the 2000s one.
Okay,
the one with the drug cartel.
Oh,
And
okay.
he's
In
the
the
building.
apartment building.
And they were like, we don't normally get judges out here. Well, you got one now.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Yeah, that's if they can stay like that,
Mm-hmm.
then people will like it.
Okay, let's see where we are. Yeah, that's hilarious. He keeps doing a short appearance as Dick Tracy just so they can't.
Because you know how, like we talk about it with Funko all the time. Why the
Mhm.
hell they make this again? Because if you don't use the IP, you lose the rights to it. So he makes a really crappy short every few years,
Mhm.
and because he just did it recently, it was in the news,
Mhm.
and puts it out so that the franchise was used and no one can touch it, basically. And he dresses as Dick Tracy and plays the character and just does some silly thing, but it's enough to hold on to that IP. So he'll keep it until he dies.
Oh, wow.
And then we'll see, and then someone will ruin it.
Yeah, his kids gonna want that money.
Yeah, they'll
So
sell it. They'll sell it out, and like Jim Henson's kids.
And Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss was sold out. A lot of really amazing franchises were ruined because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
No, I never heard of Emerald City. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Game of Thrones style show about the Wizard of Oz. You heard it?
No, I didn't. I don't think I saw that.
I never saw that either.
But did I say Schwarzenegger? Yeah, it's Sylvester Stallone.
Mm-hmm.
And Rob Schneider was in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see that one. I do remember seeing the one that you talked about.
Yeah, and that was in the 90s.
Yeah.
But it was okay. But if you read the original, like Australian version of the Judge Dredd, you could there was a lot of humorous elements in it that you could say, okay, I can see that. Except that, of course, Dredd never removes his helmet where anybody can see it, and Stallone took his helmet off through half the film, at least. Smurfs in the style of Lord of the Rings. Hey, careful with the Smurfs. Now, I love the Smurfs.
Did you see any of the live action shows they did?
Oh, the CGI ones? Mm-hmm. I saw 2 of them, actually.
Oh, okay.
They weren't bad. Surprisingly. Yeah, they weren't bad.
I like the cartoons, and when we went back and watched the cartoon, I didn't realize how funny the Smurfs were.
The Smurfs are hilarious.
And how brave they are. Because they stood up to Gargamel. They didn't
stand
run
up
from
to
him.
Everybody.
Yeah.
The Smurfs got some nuts. They had some coconuts on them.
Yeah.
But, and the show is funny, and Gargamel is a good villain. He is actually a really decent
He's a good
villain.
wizard.
He's not a bad wizard at all. It's just that his obsession is what screws him up.
Yeah.
Because otherwise he'd be sitting pretty, but he just can't let it go with the Smurfs because he hates them so much.
He wants to eat them.
He wants to eat them.
But why did he want? Did they ever say why he wants to eat them?
Why he hates those disgusting Smurfs? No, they never really get into it. I thought it was Australian, Robert.
Who knows?
But yeah, I could be wrong, but I thought it was an Australian comic originally.
Okay. I was just checking on our Facebook because I tried to link the Facebook and this together. Yeah. But I don't know if it's working. We are on Facebook though, but we're not getting any comments. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the Riddler movie? That was supposed to come out in 2020. Did COVID stop it? Probably. I didn't know it was supposed to be a Riddler movie.
I didn't know. I didn't hear that. Well, I mean, he was in the Batman film, the Batman.
But if they do something like that, I hope they would use that guy. I'm getting his comic book, so I'm gonna read it once I get them all in. Because he has a comic book series. It's going to be 6 books that the actor that played the Riddler is writing. And then it sounds like they're going to do a Mr. Freeze in the Batman 2. And I'm hoping they get a good enough actor. And I heard rumors that they're trying to get Bryan Cranston to play Mr. Freeze or Dr. Freeze. Yeah. Mr. Freeze.
I mean, he's a good actor anyway. Yeah. But the Smurfs, you need 6 to make gold.
Oh yeah.
So you need 6 to make gold as a formula,
Mhm.
and the rest of them he just wanted to eat them because he hated them. I don't think it would actually do anything for him other than that he would have the satisfaction of killing and eating the Smurfs as a final insult to them. And he'll let Azrael have one because he used to say that. I'll even let you have one, Azrael. But
We're blown up the entire village.
what the from the live action film?
Mm-hmm.
Because they've more than just the 2 films. If there was a third one,
activist Smurf, social Smurf, then they're gonna have the trans Smurf and
oh no,
the
don't
black one and the Chinese and all of that. Black Lives Matter.
Well, they had a purple one.
Yeah, but he was Snap or Snuck.
Gnap.
Gnap.
Gnap. Yeah.
Because he was the bad Smurf, but they changed him back quick.
Yeah. Well, because he was like a Smurf vampire.
Yeah.
He'd bite other Smurfs on the tail and they turn purple.
Uh-huh. Oh, Papa Smurf would be like Karl Marx.
Well, the Smurfs is a socialist society, a pure socialist society, because they don't use currency, and it's all, and everybody produces enough to share with everyone else, and they all cooperate and are controlled by a single governing unit, which is Papa Smurf. But they're Smurfs and we're people. I mean, that works in a cartoon, but it doesn't work in real life. And the reason is because Papa Smurf actually loves and cares about his Smurfs. So he's not, they know they can trust him. Everything he does is for them. He doesn't lie to them. And that's why they trust him and do what he says. But in real life, if you had somebody with that kind of control, they'd screw everybody over.
Yeah.
And that's why it doesn't work in real life. But yeah, it's technically like a pure socialist or pure communist society, in a manner of speaking. The way that it's structured. Like, we have no use for money. Or even when Gargamel wanted the diamonds, and you remember that episode?
Yeah, and they just gave it to him. They didn't care.
He was like, just let them have it. They have a value in the human world, but they're of no use to us. Because what are they going to do with it? Everybody, you know.
Yeah, you got non-binary.
Greedy makes enough Smurfberry pies for everybody. You know what I mean? Lazy chops enough wood for everybody. That's how it works. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You know what it makes me think of? They alluded to it in RoboCop 2. Because remember when RoboCop 2, when he got taken apart, right? And they put him back together. They didn't want to put him back together because they didn't want to invest in it. They wanted to make the new RoboCop. But when they did reassemble him, they had the meeting. Who remembers the meeting at the boardroom?
Nobody.
And the woman brought in all the activists and asked for suggestions, and they came up with suggestions for how to improve RoboCop's image. And the one, custom. That's why we're doing this tonight, to try to resolve some of those issues.
Yeah, we spent the first 30 minutes talking about how we can improve the quality, and we came up with a plan, so we got to implement that tomorrow. So now we're just talking.
Yeah, now we're just talking with everybody since they're here.
Since they stuck around.
But yeah, the new directives. That's correct. But he.
What is that? Oh, screw your feelings.
Hey, thanks for joining us. But he said, where the one guy, the black guy, the executive, is like, oh, well, why don't we have him rescue kittens from trees, and why don't we have him do this and that? And he's joking, and she was like, oh, what wonderful ideas. Thank you for that. But he was being sarcastic. But now that's happening for real.
Yeah.
In our modern society, where people are coming up with these nutso ideas about what we should have these characters do instead of letting them be what they are, as far, TV, movie, and things like that. Because more people are purists about the IPs than the people that are writing this garbage realize.
I don't think the land had a name.
I don't remember. In the storyline, there is, but I don't remember what it is. If you read the books.
It said the Ewoks are cannibals and ate all the stormtroopers.
Oh yeah.
Who knows?
He says there's issue with the audio too.
Yeah, somebody had said that earlier, that the audio was popping.
Yeah,
you could hear like popping sounds.
We've been having some issues, and we discovered that this morning, because we had an interview last night with Tony from EGS Comics, and a live interview. And then when we came back and looked it over in the morning, he looked okay and we looked terrible. And it's like, what happened?
Yeah,
because we haven't had that issue before using the Restream. But now that's why we came on tonight just spontaneously to try to feel it out and get some suggestions so that we can fix it before we do our next live interview.
Yeah, and that's Saturday.
Yeah.
So like we said, the first about 30 minutes, we talked about it and came up with a solution that we're going to try. But now we're just talking. You know, people said it wasn't so bad that it's unbearable. So we're just sitting here talking and shooting the breeze.
Oh, and the Ewoks are not cannibals because the stormtroopers are not the same species as them. Cannibalism is when you eat your own species. And but you remember in the movie, anyways, when they had brought out C-3PO, they were gonna roast everybody for C-3PO because they thought he was a god.
I thought he was a machine, a robot.
The Ewoks didn't know.
Oh.
The Ewoks, because he was a gold person and he could speak their language, metal person, you know, they were primitive society. They thought he was some kind of deity.
Oh.
And he was like, oh, apparently you all have to be sacrificed to me. And they were like, it's C-3PO, you need to fix this. But, you know, if they're willing to eat them, they're probably willing to eat the stormtroopers too.
Yeah. Are the stormtroopers people in the suits? Or are they robots too?
No, they're clones.
Oh.
Well, some of them are clones, some of them are volunteers. But yeah, they're people.
Oh, okay.
In the suits.
Mm.
Yeah, Ridley's saying that.
What?
Because we're having issues. Well, yeah, we know. We're hopefully.
You said the channel picture is Snapcrackle.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, the little icon is my product people, Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Yeah, that's right. Luke made them float because they weren't listening, and so Luke used the Force to make the throne that they built for C-3PO levitate to scare them all into.
What's the Force?
His psychic powers.
Oh, that's what the Force is?
Yeah. So you move things around, manipulate people.
I guess I don't think about it because I never saw the show, so I don't know what's on it.
But I know that famous bit is when they
made the Force be with you.
No, when we go to the convention and you see people in cosplay and the stormtrooper goes, move along, move along.
I thought they would say that because you're in the way and they want you to move.
No, that's a reference to something that Obi-Wan did.
Oh.
Where they've in the first film, the original film, when the stormtrooper patrol stops them at a checkpoint, and then Kenobi goes, "These are not the droids that you're looking for." And then the guy looks and he says, "These aren't the droids we're looking for." And he goes, "Move along, move along." And the guy goes, "Yeah, move along."
No, I've never watched Star Wars in my life. I don't know what none of that stuff is.
He's manipulating the guy's mind in that scene.
I mean, I heard the phrase "let the Force be with you," but I thought that was I don't know. I guess I never thought of what it was.
Or they're using the Force, but it's their telepathy.
Oh, I think Elliot, if you went with him, probably would get a chance.
Oh, E.T.
Oh. No, I never saw Star Wars.
No, Ridley, she never saw Star Wars.
So I don't know, I mean, I know if I was to see a picture of a stormtrooper, I would know what it is. If I saw a picture of CPO or whatever, I know what that is, and the little robot that's always with him, and in the Ewok. I know what that is, but I don't know what their functions are, what they do, what they say, and all of that mess. I don't know that. So, and now I got to the point where I'm honestly don't care to see it. I wanted to see it as a kid and I never saw it. And now I don't care. So it's like, Elf. The Riddler movie.
Elf only wants to eat cats.
We watching Elf and that show gets on my nerve. I don't like Elf. He's messy and
he's
disruptive.
He's actually very disruptive.
Very
Very callous.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's a show, but he's really annoying and only just bring destruction to that family. It's a TV family, but still, just watching it's like, wow, why would y'all put up with this? The Riddler movie movie was supposed to go. Oh, wait, I can see. The Riddler movie was supposed to go through his background as a serial killer, leaving riddles on his latest victims to his next crime victim. John Lithgow was part of it as Riddler's dad.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That they kind of did that in the movie, but that would be a cool. I hope they go through that, but they're making so many changes to the DC, so who knows? Your first Care Bear. I never had a Care Bear.
The most favorite. What is your favorite?
Oh, that I have. Oh, okay. I don't know. I always liked the Grumpy Bear. But I never thought about it. But I do like the Grumpy because I used to listen to him, and he had a song on the record that I like, and he sang it. So I heard the Care Bears ate people too. Yeah, sure they do.
They eat rainbows. They eat cookies.
They eat cookies and pies.
Yeah, lots of cookies.
Elf looks like, but never saw the show. He looked like he would be
some
annoying.
of the dialogue is funny.
Yeah.
But what he does in the show, nobody would put up with.
Hey, William.
Nobody would put up with the dialogue bit.
With the actions.
The actions. The things that he does, nobody would tolerate in real life, alien or no alien.
Yeah.
Because he's just completely inconsiderate. But the dialogue is really well done.
Yeah, the show is funny when you listen to him talk and the banter between him and the family members. That's funny, especially the Arcmonics. That's their neighbors. All of that part is funny, but his actions are just it makes it kind of hard to watch because he just tears up the house, eats everything, and
orders things online.
Yeah,
or not online, but on the phone. It's like, why is this being delivered to the house? Who paid for this? You did with your credit card.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. He's totally inconsiderate.
Only Care Bear cousins ate people. Let's see. You got some Care Bear Funko Pops the other day. Do you now collect actual Care Bear? No, I don't collect the actual.
Just the Kenner action figures.
Yeah, the action figures, but not the stuffed plush bear. I never collect the plush bears. And I never had one until a couple of years ago. So I got one plush Care Bear, and I get the action figures in the Funko Pops because I do like Care Bears, and I had the whole run of Funko, and now they put out the new set. So I got those, and I got all except for the chase ones, because for everyone they made, of course, they made a chase.
Yeah.
So, Alf should have lived with Roseanne. Yeah, she probably would have kicked his behind out. Is Jar Jar Binks.
No, Jar Jar Binks, everything he says is annoying. But in Alf's case, it's the things that he does, like when they go to eat like when they go to get their Thanksgiving turkey, and they open up the refrigerator and pull it out, and it's all bones.
Yeah, because he ate all.
He ate it all. It's like, you ate the turkey, and then they go to get the pie, and there's no pie, and he's like, well, you ate the pie too? And he says, no. And he says, oh, I ate the pie first. He eats everything. He spends their money. He costs them a fortune.
He tears up the house big time. Okay, so William had some comic pickups. We're gonna do our comic pickups at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And we got a bunch for this month because we won a lot of lots. And
best way to do it.
Yeah.
You get some great deals on lots sometimes. And you can I've gotten lots where the whole lot is like less than I would have paid for like the one key book in it.
Yeah.
People just aren't paying attention,
And I got 2 lots. And one of them, it was on Buy It Now, and I was like, I'm gonna just send in an offer because it was Buy It Now or make an offer. And I put in the offer, and I was like, this guy is not gonna accept it. I put it low so that he could counter. it get like kind of midway, but he accepts it. So it was a big lot of like, I think 39, 40 books. And then another one was like 11 books. And that one I won on bids. And I won it super cheap on bids. So the lot thing is the way to go, I think, on comics. I just put in like, because it's certain comics that I want full runs of, or at least like with when it comes to Batman, I know I'm never going to have every Batman book. So if I can just fill it out as much as possible, that's good enough for me. And others, I want the full run, so I'll look for, I just put in that name in the lot and try and get it that way. So let's see. Will there ever be a Charlton comic super Harry movie made?
I think most of Charlton Comics
Oh,
IPs were bought out by DC. Yeah, they announced that a while back.
but they already have that big size Elf doll. Don't you have that?
No.
It's like the ones you got in the box, them big ones. They had made an Elf doll of that. Somebody, my uncle went to high school with the oh wow. Elf is an annoying shit. Like I said, we watch it, but it's funny, but the character is just too much of the Force. It's the only excuse for how he made it through the movies without killing anyone.
I've heard those theories before that Jar Jar was a Sith Lord and all of that.
We saw one episode of the Elf cartoon.
It's pretty bad.
It's worse than watching the TV show because he's awful in the cartoon. We saw one episode and couldn't. I don't even think we finished that.
Yeah, because not only is he inconsiderate, but he's also oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Irresponsible, terribly irresponsible in the cartoon. At least in the show, he's willing to take responsibility for his actions. But in the cartoon, the cartoon was hard to watch. It was a talk show too. But
he had a talk show for a minute. Alf had a talk show for what, like a couple episodes?
Yeah, it didn't last long.
It
didn't last long.
Buck Rogers or Flash Gordon could be made nowadays, especially with the new CGI.
If anybody could take it seriously.
Well, if they did the Flash Gordon from the cartoon that we saw on Tubi, you could do that as a live action, but would they make Flash Gordon all weak? Because they don't like masculine men, toxic masculinity.
God.
So and they would see Flash Gordon's toxic.
Buck Rogers too.
Yeah. Matt Dillon's toxic.
Oh, is he? Yeah. Matt Dillon's a man's man.
Toxic. So they couldn't do it. So I mean, I wouldn't want to see them make that movie
and ruin it.
Yeah, because he would be considered toxic in today's standards, and they getting rid of toxic masculinity.
Well, according to the people who produce that stuff, it's toxic by today's standards because it's only like a fringe minority of activists who really make those claims.
Yeah, but people listen to them.
Real people, the media listens to them.
Yeah.
Real people don't want to hear that crap.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know. Nostalgia sells. Just get the original. Yeah.
He's still around. Yeah.
Yeah. The guy that played it?
In the 80s film.
I didn't see the 80s films. I only watched the animation.
Gil Gerard is still around too, but I don't think he can do it now because he don't look good.
What did he play?
Buck Rogers.
Oh.
You remember saw him at the show.
I thought you saw the midget. Yeah, wasn't there a midget?
Yeah, Silva.
But that's who you got the signature from, right?
Yeah, but Gil Gerard was there too.
Oh. I don't know. I remember you talking about them, and I remember something, a midget.
Yeah, Gil Gerard needed that thing to walk.
Tarzan is toxic.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, all of them is toxic. So
Tarzan.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
Uncarded. Yeah, well.
But anyways, it is. It's almost 11 o'clock.
Oh God.
So yeah, we should probably go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks for jumping in with us and helping us to figure out what was going on. I mean, it's still sketchy tonight, but hopefully next time we come on,
Yeah.
we'll have that resolved. So we're gonna work with that tomorrow and get it sorted out. And that way, when we get our next live stream up, we'll have a little bit better quality on that too, because we feel bad about that.
Yeah. He-Man is toxic. He-Man is toxic. So He-Man.
She can't eat the animals because that's toxic. She got to eat bugs. She's got to be like Simba in the Lion King.
Tarzan turns into white skin.
I'm not sure.
Doesn't I don't know, but he would be toxic.
Yeah, it would be toxic nowadays. Nobody wants the system wouldn't want you to see that. But yeah, we thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and thank you for helping us
figure it out.
Yeah, figure out our problems, and we'll work on it and try it again and see. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully when we do our live on Saturday, and please join us for that.
Yeah.
When we do, and what time is that?
I think it's 7 o'clock.
Is it 7 o'clock on
Yeah.
Saturday?
Yeah.
But hopefully, please do join us for that with Comic Collector Geek, and then on Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time with New 80s Revolution.
Yeah.
Both are live.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll have that all resolved, and you'll be able to see us looking normal instead of how it's been
sketchy.
how it is now, right now.
Yeah.
Because Restream is trying to force us to upgrade.
Yeah.
Basically, is what it looks like. But yeah, thanks for joining us, and we will see you again soon.